This week's tier list is the account build tier list. There might be some builds missing. There's also going to be some builds that I don't fully understand, and that's okay. If I don't fully acknowledge the build that you like or fully understand the build, we're just going to have to deal with it and move past it in the comment section, have a bit of a back and forth and so on. The way we're rating these builds is based on potential with PvP and PvM and just overall, I guess, way of life. Being able to adapt to it as a basic player, not as a content creator, not as someone who doesn't want to do more than just one game style, okay? So, moving on from there, it's going to be a very quick tier list today, and we'll start off with the most common account build, which is the main. This is the account build where you made the account when you first started playing RuneScape, whether it was back in the day or when Oldschool came out, and you haven't changed it since, okay? This is your main account. This is your baby. This is where your money is, this is where your time is. Main accounts are fun. You can do anything on a main account. Anything you want at any time, at any rate. You can buy everything. You skip a lot of content because you can buy things. And as someone who's had a main account for 20 plus years, you learn a lot with this account. This is a great way to just, if you want to play another account build, but you're not sure how to do it, you can use the main accounts that you've already leveled to learn different builds. Cheat your way. When I say cheat, I don't actually mean cheat. I just mean like, buy your way to what gear you need to be able to practice different content. Main account builds, however, are limited by, they become boring very quickly. Now, you will never fully understand this unless you've played an Ironman. I agree that fuck Ironman. I support the main superiority complex. But I've played enough Ironman to know that mains are just not as good as Ironman. It is just, as a playing experience, it is not as good. You might not like to hear this, but it is true. And until you've done it, you cannot have an opinion on it. You can't. You can say it all you want, but your opinion isn't valid until you have tried an Ironman and got your quest cape at least. Started raiding on the Ironman. You'll realize that it is more fun and more rewarding than a main. And therefore, mains are B tier accounts. They're great for everything, but there is better ways to play the game, and there are more credible ways to play the game. A maxed main means nothing compared to, say, a maxed hardcore Ironman. Hardcore Ironman, normally we'd start with the normal Ironman, but we'll go to the hardcore Ironman first. This is the game mode I'm currently playing the most at the moment. I'm on my first official hardcore Ironman. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot, and it is a very slow game mode. You have to kind of put the brakes on a lot of content. You have to take your time, make sure you are somewhat over-leveled when doing certain bits of content. Maybe not to the extent I've been doing it. I feel like I've been stronger than I need to be for a few quests, but HP is important, defense is important, taking your time, making sure you have emergency teleports. The problem with hardcore Ironman is you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You either make an Ironman, you just go, oh, we'll go hardcore anyway, why not? Make a hardcore Ironman because, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? You start playing the hardcore Ironman, you die early on. Oh well, I've got an Ironman now. You die before 1,000 total level. Who cares? Or you get to 15, 17, 18, 2,000 total level, and then you die. And you put that much time and effort into your hardcore Ironman that you just lose motivation to play. It kills your vibe. It changes the game for you completely. Now, some people it's not too bad. Some people have bounced back from it and started their endgame grind and they've enjoyed it. But it's that sense of, it's the sense of, I guess, security, that sense of accomplishment that just eats away at you. And I think, I'm not ready for that. I don't think I'll ever be ready for that. I'm not sure if anyone can be fully ready for that. You can continue playing as a normal Ironman, but it will crush you. It will crush any man who puts enough hours into it. My hardcore stuck with guard in the rift because you're a coward. Okay, it also creates cowards in the game. Hardcore Ironman, I think, is also B tier when it comes to game modes. Now, they are prestigious. I want to make that clear as well. Hardcore Ironmans are very more prestigious than mains. But because of the setback the hardcore Ironman can present, it can really just... It can ruin a game for a lot of players. So hardcore Ironman, I think, has to sit at B tier because of how hard it can set you back once you die, once you make it to the end game. A lot of people just give up. A lot of people do. Alright, next we'll go normal Ironman. Normal Ironman, this is the, for some people, normal Ironman is the core problem of RuneScape. Ironman regardless of what you think. What the fuck is this? Rendering text, who cares? Okay, Iron Man, regardless of what you think, the facts are very simple. Iron Man saved Oldschool RuneScape. If you look at the trending player base of Oldschool RuneScape, where it was at its lowest and where it then began to rise and continue to reach its highest, was the release of Iron Man Gamer. This saved the game and will forever have a special place in Oldschool RuneScape. People don't like Iron Man. I think Iron Man should not be allowed to talk to other players. If you're an Iron Man and you talk in game, you can only talk to other Iron Men or people that are in your party, in your group if you're raiding. Playing an Iron Man, you will learn more than you will with a main. You have to do content you've never done before. You can do it at your own rate. I don't think there's anything wrong with an Iron Man. I think A tier is where it should sit. It's a very, very good way to play the game. It's a very good way to learn the game. And because it's saved Oldschool RuneScape, I'm going to put it higher than Hardcore Iron Man. A lot of people are going to be upset with that. I think Hardcore Iron Man are better than Iron Man. Of course you are. Of course you're better. But as a build and what it's done for the game, and the lifestyle that comes with it, you don't have nightmares when you're an Iron Man. You don't have nightmares at night. Wondering, oh, did I die? Shit, I gotta wake up and log in on mobile to see if I actually died in Cox and lost my life. Oh, I didn't. That doesn't come with an Iron Man. Your way of life, your living, is a lot healthier because you don't have that stress. So Iron Man are better than Hardcore Iron Man in that instance. Now you have Group Unranked Iron Man. This is the green helmets. These are those guys that had Group Iron Mans and then people fell apart. They decided to adopt a new Iron Man. They decided that they couldn't actually like play the game together, which is fine. That's going to happen, right? You're relying on other people in an MMO that people want to play solo. Group Iron Man Unranked is also an Iron Man game mode where you can literally buy purples from other Iron Men because you just become an unranked Group Iron Man. Any Iron Man can become unranked. And then you just sell your purples to unranked Group Iron Man. This is a pay-to-win Iron Man. It's a terrible system. You should be banned for using it. If you are going to buy T-Bows for your Group Iron Man, your unranked Group Iron team, why are you even playing an Iron Man? You are F tier. Anyone with a green helmet is scum. You're worse than Ultimate Iron Man. People don't like Ultimate Iron Man. This is arguably the worst Iron Man game mode. No. Green Ultimate Iron Man is the worst. These people legit can... Now, not all of you do, but you can buy items. You can literally pay to win these accounts. And you know what stereotypes are like, you know? You know what they say about stereotypes. They're there for a reason. The shoe fits. One bad Group Iron Man is every bad Group Iron Man. It doesn't matter who you are, okay? Which brings us to the Ultimate Iron Man. Ultimate Iron Man, by power of deduction, is not S tier. I will ban you, okay? Ultimate Iron Man by power of deduction is automatically E tier. Just because GIM Unranked is worse. There's no better way to put it. Ultimate Iron Man are cringe, okay? No one cares that you can't bank. I will always have a deep disappointment for Ultimate Iron Man because what happened once, I was at the Grand Exchange, okay, on my main. And there was an Ultimate Iron Man selling T-Bow, 1.5 bill. So people would trade him and realize that he is a maxed Ultimate Iron Man with T-Bow. Not a single person went to bed that night thinking about that Ultimate Iron Man. No one cares. No one cares about you, okay? Your game mode sucks. You complain more than any other Iron Man. No. Ultimate Iron Man is shit, okay? E tier. You are only not F tier because GIM Unranked are scum. That is the only reason you're not F tier. Unall Iron Sold as fuck? Nah, fuck Ultimate Iron Man, dude. Normal Iron Man can buy purples too. You have to still do the grind for the purple. Yes, I know there's boosting. Boosting is a little different to going to a forum and saying, hey, that T-Bow, let me buy that for 1.7 bill. That is different to saying, let me spend, what, I don't know how much it costs to be able to do a boosted service, which you can still go white log on. You still might not get a purple. I think that's very different to just straight up buying a T-Bow from someone and you don't have to do a KC at all. Because they can just put it in your shared bank, take the money and go. All done. That is infinitely worse. Next we have Group Iron Man. Now I'm actually going to split this into two, okay? Hold on, this one's yellow, okay? Now it's going to look a bit weird, but trust me, it's going to make a lot of sense in 2 seconds. You have Group Iron Man Prestige, and then Group Iron Man not Prestige. These are two completely different. This is where Jagex ruined it, okay? Jagex put... You have three different kinds, okay? You've got Group Ironman, Unranked Group Ironman, and then Prestige Group Ironman. And you can't tell who's Prestige and who isn't based on... Unless you like know their team name and look it up on the high scores. So I don't know why they haven't fixed this yet, why this isn't some sort of priority. But you have normal blue Group Ironman. This is basically Group Ironman who have not changed teammates. Unless it's been a brand new account, I believe. But it is a team that has raided with other players. Basically falling under the category, it's kind of like a normal Ironman. They have raided with other people, doesn't matter who, okay? So people like Dan Bentley there, he's part of a normal Group Iron team. They're not Prestige. They might say they are, the high schools might say they are, but because of their low IQ, they're not Prestige. Group Ironman, non-Prestige, is C tier, in my opinion. Group Ironman is a lot of fun. The problem with Group Ironman in general is that people just, their teams fall apart, they lose motivation, you're just an Ironman with a bigger bank at the end of the week. Group Ironman, without Prestige, you may as well just be a normal Ironman at this point. You're sharing a few resources. A lot of people look down on that aspect. I don't think it's entirely that bad, but because you're not Prestige, you've decided to split away from your team for endgame content. Sometimes it's out of your control. You're a C tier. And look, this is a hot take a lot of people aren't going to like, but I think Group Ironman Prestiged, okay? Excuse me. Prestige Group Ironman is S tier, okay? This is biased, of course, because I am part of the best Group Iron, Prestige Group Iron team in the game. We are ranked number 1. The ranked number 1-5 team, might I add. But that's not why, okay? In my opinion, that and the Hardcore Group Iron share the same... I'm going to put an S tier straight up, but I'll talk about it after. These two share the same perk that no other game mode has. And that is that when you're raiding, when you're doing bossing content like Nightmare and Next, you're doing it with your team. You're not like a normal Ironman. You can go get 3 or 4 max mains with Sice to carry you through top 2, get your completed top log at 42 KC Fergo. Okay, you could do that. That is not better than going with only your team and building what you guys have built together and building those accounts without the assistance from outside help. Which is why these game modes are better, more prestigious, and will always be above Ironman and Hardcore Ironman. And there's no arguing that. You can argue it all you want, but you're with your team getting help. Doesn't matter. Most of your time in this game is spent in the end game. Most of your time in the game is spent raiding, bossing, not doing herb lore. Okay, so if someone's farming and getting a herb lore, getting herb lore resources for you, who cares? That's a fraction of your Ironman grind as opposed to doing hundreds and hundreds of KC at bosses where you can't... Next, Nightmare, and the 3 raids, which you are doing. You know for a fact that Group Ironman Prestige have a harder time than normal Ironman and Hardcore Ironman. And it's very true. Especially the Hardcore Group Ironman. Especially them. That's pretty much the argument for both of them right there. Hardcore Group Ironman should be higher than Prestige Ironman, but I wouldn't dare put that means everything has to go down a tier, because there's no way that any of these Ironman modes are on the same level as Group Ironman. That's true. You're not going to like it, but it is very true. Fergo's a scam mod anyway. Sit. Get fucking wrecked. That's why I'll never do an Iron. I could care less to flex on osrs. It's not really that. Ironman is more... It's not about flexing. Ironman that flex beyond an ironic level is wrong. Like Ironman is just more fun. You will enjoy it more. You will. You'll have a more enjoyable time playing the game once you reach the end game. Questcape, Ironman is just, it's fun. You'll just love more. You'll get addicted way more than you will the main. Absolutely. And it's not a time thing either. I think that's all for the Ironman aspect. Now we have different builds, which I don't fully... I'm not able to fully understand these builds, so if I get some things wrong about them, that's just my opinion at the end of the day. I'm happy to discuss it and learn more in the comments section, but just be aware that I'm not fully immersed in this content. In my opinion, a lot of this is for the purpose of PKing. But if you want to also include PvP, in my experience with Berserkers, the only reason you make a Berserker is really for PKing, right? You're not really making one for PvM. Maybe you are, I don't know. But my experience using a Berserker in LMS sucks. I think Zerker LMS is dumb. If you're going to LMS and you're voting for Zerker, you need to have a red hot needle stuck up your dick hole. It is a terrible, terrible time. It's a terrible build. I don't like Zerkers at all. I think if you're going to level your defense, you may as well go all the way. Berserker sits in E tier with Ultimate Iron Man. There's worse ways to play. They're not unranked group Iron Man, but I think Berserkers just suck. They really do. There's no point going halfway. You're playing just the tip with yourself. Ultimate Iron Man is low IQ. You don't have to think about what you're doing next. No, you don't, because you only have one thing to do, and that is store pots. One defense pure. Now, I believe in the expression that pures are gay. But then I started playing a pure, mostly just an LMS again, but I think the PvP aspect of pure is so much more fun than I ever thought it would be. I wanted to make a pure. I was this close to making a pure about less than 6 months ago, whenever the Wilderness update came out, because I thought that'd be so fun to take out all the bots. I think one defense pure is awesome. It's a lot of work though, and then you got to make sure you don't level your defense. I don't know what measures are in place to prevent that. I'd imagine there are pretty good plugins and measures around it. From what I've seen, pures are fun. I would make one day. I absolutely would. But my experience with outside of LMS is lacking, so I'm going to put it in C tier for now. I'm sure it is a lot more fun than I'm giving it credit for, but I really do like the idea of a one defense pure. A rune pure. This is called a free-to-play account, because I don't know what else this would be. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, right? Like, you're stuck to rune anyway. So, free-to-play account. You don't have membership. You suck. D tier. Okay? D tier because, I mean, all it takes is a bond to make it B tier as a main, right? Is that what a rune pure is? I wouldn't have a clue what else it would be otherwise. There's no way there's members that are rune pures. So, you're by default unable to play the game beyond normal free-to-play. D tier because get a job. Pretty much, yeah. Alright, skillers. Everyone's least favorite account. No one likes skillers. They just sit there, level 3, wood cutting, rune crafting, fishing, not doing prayer, sorry, fire making, mining, smithing, agility, herb lore, hunter, construction. Everything that doesn't involve combat levels. Makes me sick. They think it's okay to walk around. There's that many teleports in the game that don't require magic that they can easily travel around the game without needing a magic level, without needing lore runes. These guys are obnoxious snobs, okay? I think skillers are disgusting. The amount of commitment that goes into leveling these accounts is beyond my understanding. I could never commit to this. Like, you play Runescape for the PVM, man. It's the best part of the game. Combat, fighting. I could never understand it. I never could understand it. I'm just looking at the stats now, like just in general, like the stats page, and just how you don't level anything to do with combat, even Slayer. Some do Slayer, but it's beyond me. Getting an unknown Slayer on a skiller is insane, yeah, but it doesn't make it good. Okay, skiller is E tier. Okay, they're the Berserkers of skilling essentially. Obby pure, I don't know what an Obby pure is. I will be honest with you, not sure what it is. I'm assuming that means you get to. I know an Obsidian Mauler. Here we go. So an Obby pure. 99 strength, 1 attack and defense, 50 magic. Okay, level 50 combat. So your role here is to just... What's your combat? Level 57? Okay, so your role here is to just absolutely fucking one-hit level 3s. At like, what, the Lava Dragon Maze? That is insane. Oh, it depends. One defense, I'll be pure. Oh, then there's tanks. Okay. So I'm assuming it's one defense, I'll be pure, considering it says pure. You can now wear the Dragon Warhammer too because they changed it to a strength requirement. That is incredible. But I have a problem with this, right? And the problem is one attack. I think attack is more important than most people think. Berserkers are S tier for Bounty Hunter. Yeah, but Bounty Hunter is F tier for minigames, so fuck Bounty Hunter. Pure, I'll be pure, shit, I don't know, after looking at the stats, there's no way it's better than a one defense pure. No way. Absolutely no way. And then a Void pure. Void is cringe. Why would you make a Void pure? What would be the purpose of that? It's just for different PKing brackets, right? Like, there's not even a guide on it. It's purely a PvP guide. One defense pure, Void pure, Berserker. What defense level do you need for Void? A Void Berserker pure. 42 attack, strength, defense, HP to wear Void. Okay. I mean, in terms of PVM aspect, it lacks it completely. So it can't really be rated higher than C. We discussed this at the start. And Void is cringe to grind, so that's also going to sit at D tier as well. I'm sure it's more fun than a Berserker. Anything's more fun than Berserker. Void is easiest switches in PvP. Yeah, Void is easiest switches and everything because it's just helmets. But then you come up against someone with Barrow's gloves and you're outclassed because Barrow's gloves outweigh Void, right? So what are you going to do? Glass Cannon is what you would call an Obby Pure? Or Void Pure? Didn't get any worse, Irons Any. What's that for? Sorry? One attack? Understandable. I'm unranked game with 2 teams. Have quit. Your rig? Quit rig? You're away 2k total. Dude, that wasn't even English. I traded. You haven't traded with anyone? Very sad. That's okay. People do trade with Gim unranked, and once one person makes a mistake, they all make the same mistake. You're in the same category. That's kind of wrapping up the tier list there. It was very quick and very informative, very accurate. If you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. You don't have to because you're entitled to the wrong opinion, but I'm happy to discuss and learn things from you in the comment section, provided you are not very mean to me about it. I don't respond well to people who are very mean. Gim Unranked is F tier. It is the worst game mode play style in the game because Unranked Gim had the opportunity to trade and buy purples from other players literally just then and there, and that completely debunks the value of that account. Why are you even playing an Ironman? I know not everyone does it, not a whole lot of people do it, but people are doing it, and more people are going to be doing it. Probably even just from this video alone, because now people are discovering it. They're going to keep doing it and keep buying purples. And until Jagex does something about it, you're all scum. Ultimate Ironman sucks. Anyone that plays an Ultimate Ironman sucks. And you know you suck as well. That's the best part. Like, you know, you're that kid in class. You know when you go to school and there's a kid in class that smells like shit, but that's like their normal smell. That's not even body odor, sorry, that's just them. That's you, but you know it as well. And everyone is just like, nah, I ain't sitting next to that guy. That's you. You drink from the middle drinking fountain at school, okay? And no one else drinks from it. That middle drinking fountain is yours for life. You got Berserker, which is the worst game mode in LMS, and therefore, in my opinion, the worst PvP account build. And Skillers, I will never understand Skillers. Sorry, Grosso, but you're fucking E tier, in a nutshell. How do I join Discord? Exclamation mark Discord. D tier, Rune Pure, which is essentially a free-to-play account to the best of my knowledge. If I'm wrong on that, I'm sorry, but you're D because you get a job. Obby Pure, almost the same as Berserker. I just think it'd be even funnier because you could just pick on level 3s that you can absolutely one-hit. And Void Pure, Void is cringe, but not as cringe as Zerk, so that's enough for me. Zerk Breeding equals bad, Zerk Venge equals good. Nah, E tier. Group Ironman, non-prestige, is C tier, because you have decided to abandon the prestige idea. It's not always your fault, but it's enough for me to put you in C tier. There's no coming back, just don't go green. And One Defense Pure, because if I was going to make one of these PvP builds, it would be the One Defense Pure. I've had a lot of fun doing One Defense Pure in LMS. Yes, that's it. B, Main. Main's are all around great. There's no real downfalls with Main. There's no real upfalls as well with mains. Like, mains are just there. Everyone has a main. Everyone loves a main. You can always learn from a main. You've always got a main to fall back on if you need to. And then Hardcore Ironman, the reason that's not any higher is because Hardcore Ironman give you nightmares. They give you a way of life that just really... It's fun, but shit. Once you die, what do you do? What do you think T Papa Sly's going to do if and when he dies on his hardcore? Start a new one or keep playing it? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll never die on mine, to be honest, you know, but it puts people in such a rut that it's hard to really credit to any higher. Although it is better than Iron Man. Iron Man is A tier because Iron Man, the game mode in general, saved RuneScape. That's it, really. I know he said he has a backup, but is he still going to play it? Who knows? Like, is he going to play both, or is he going to abandon it, like liquidate it, abandon it, and start the backup, or is he going to have 2 accounts? The account could just go in the bin, that's it. Yeah, normal Iron Man, just because it saved the game, gets a lot of credibility and sits at A tier. You might not agree with that statement, but it's a fact. And then S tier has Group Iron Man and Hardcore Group Iron Man. Now, Hardcore Group Iron Man and normal Iron Man share the same downfall, which is the nightmares, the dying, the taking your time. The only difference is Group Iron Man means you've also got to rely on other people not being shit. That's okay, because you also get lives that counterbalances that. You just punish them and ban them from their account. Group Iron Man Prestige, both are Prestige, which means you're only bossing and raiding with people in your team, which puts you at a much higher skill bracket and a much higher credibility bracket than any other game mode, because you can't go and get 3 max main Torva ciphers to carry your Ironman or Hardcore Ironman until you get yourself a Rapier, a Vernic, Sang, Scythe. You don't have a choice. You're doing it with the team. It's better that way. Trust me, I've done it. If you disagree with me, until you've done it, your opinion doesn't matter. And that is the account build tier list. If I missed any account builds, well, maybe in the next one we'll do it. We'll do another account build in about a year's time to see where we've come from, do some comparisons. That's the end of the tier list there, guys. Thank you for watching. We're going to continue the Hardcore Ironman series. Let me just save this real quick. Thank you, Anon, for making the tier list again. And, yeah, let's play some games. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy.